Boy, you look like a man that has no ability.
何？お前はもう死んでいる。
What's my mother name?
What's up, guys? KW175 back with another Pokemon Duel video. We're going to be jumping right into these buffs. I'm excited. It was pretty unexpected. I knew we'd probably get a few figures rebalanced and adjusted, but we have some really exciting changes to go over. First, before I get into the video, I just want to remind you guys, if you haven't seen my last few videos, I've been talking about this petition that I started. All the content creators, all the player base, you guys are the viewers, we're all trying to work together as a community to get 1,000 signatures to get better account security. We demand it, we deserve it. Click the link in the description. It only takes 30 seconds. Go sign it. Let's try to get this login system changed. Now, we have pre-Marina, so it has a 109. Which, you know, really good for the Zoroark as of right now. It's going to be going to a 119, not so good. But with Manaphy, it is going to be a 149, just shy of 150. So it's going to be pretty OP. It's going to get a 70 Aqua Jet. Again, with Manaphy, that's going to be 100. So I'd probably put a few chains into the Aqua Jet first, and then the Sparkling Aria. Now we have Keldeo. Keldeo has always been a weak Pokemon. It's never been used. You know, that Hydro Kick was kind of nice. It was, you know, like, hey, you get knocked out, but you send them back to the bench. You could kind of suicide it if you have the enemy's entry points capped, but it's just, nobody's ever really used it. But they're going to change some text for the justified ability, and they're going to, you know, buff up the damage a little bit. Getting that 71 with the Manaphy, it's going to be a 101, so that's going to be really good for the Zoroark. Definitely on board with that. And then you have the Hydro Kick as well. So they're definitely confirming, again, the Keldeo Resolute form, which not really sure how it's going to work with the Terrakion, you know, Virizion, Cobalion. Hopefully it's not just like a plus 20, but also if you get knocked out as Keldeo Ordinary form, you're going to be able to change into the Resolute form without going to the PC. That's pretty awesome. Entei, you know, changed 120 to 140. It should have had a 140 to begin with, guys. You know, I mean, take a look at Blaziken. Blaziken's got a really insane purple where, you know, Entei's purple, horrible. Stomp, horrible. So, I don't know, people probably still won't use Entei. Suicune buff, definitely on board with that. Getting a 100 Hydro Pump. Again, it's going to be really good for Zoroark as a standalone figure to run to heal your team. But you can run it with the Manaphy, then it's going to be a 130. And then the, I can't remember what the other, it ices you basically if you get knocked out. That's probably still going to be a 60, so it'll be a 90 with the Manaphy. And you guys are like, why are you adding 30? Well, I've already kind of breezed through some of these buffs. Manaphy is going to be no longer getting a plus 20, but it's going to be getting a plus 30 for all your water types. And it does stack up. Also, it's going to prevent your water types from becoming burned. And I've been saying this, I'm like, there's going to be something to prevent water types from getting burned. You know, even though Milotic heals everybody from burn conditions, that's everybody, not just your water types. I was thinking maybe like an Aquasphere, something like that, but it's going to be the Manaphy. So, yo, Rico, man, you got to get that Manaphy. Hopefully you pull one. I'm sure it's going to be in the new recommended boosters, but yeah, I hope you pull one. I definitely do. I don't want you to have to spend your materials on it. Now we have Infernape. It's going to have a 120 Drive Kick, which Drive Kick is pretty awesome. We also have the Excadrill. Excadrill was definitely a better wheel than the Infernape. It's only a rare, so they went back, they fixed the Infernape. They're also going to decrease the miss, and they're going to increase the size of the Detect, which is a blue attack, which for like one turn you get an extra MP. So Drive Kick, basically you knock out their goalie, you're going to take the goal. You knock out any Pokemon, you're just going to, you know, take the spot that they were in. Now Greninja, the most anticipated buff in Pokemon Duel history. Like, everybody's been wanting a buff for Greninja. The 20 was just so weak. I mean, it was really good when it first came out, but it's needed an adjustment for like well over a year. In the 40 is pretty important because you're not really likely to spend even 3 or more times. Like, it can happen, but Greninja will spin once a lot of the time. But even if you spin once, with one Manaphy, it's going to be doing 70, 80 with a chain level 10. And a lot of Japanese players, some international, they have a chain level 10 Greninja. So, I mean, you spin twice, that's going to be 100 at a chain level 10, 130 with the Manaphy. So it's pretty good. Definitely pretty good. Then we have an MP increasement for the Kyogre and the Groudon. And they also changed the Break Energy 50 to Break Energy 90 on the Kyogre. Fodder has been wanting a Primal Rage meta for so long, and it looks like he just may be getting it. Groudon has never been usable, ever. It's going to be a 2 MP out the gate, which is important. It's going to have a 130 smash instead of the 110, which still isn't that strong, but it's a ground type. You could run it with the Zygarde, get a plus 10 per Zygarde, you know, plus you get the Primal Rage. Now, Rayquaza kind of got a nerf. This looks like a nerf to me. It's still going to get the plus 20 damage from what it looks like, but it's not going to get that additional MP, which is sad because, you know, you could potentially become a 3 MP, but Lugia is going to get 120 damage now. And plus it also gets a buff per water type per PC. So you could potentially have, you know, 4 different buffs, 2 in the opponent's, 2 in your own PC. So Lugia could be insane. Also has that 4-star Cyclone, which is really nice. I know Fodder is going to be so happy. I can't wait to hear his thoughts after he checks these buffs out. Mimikyu. This buff is amazing. And why? Well, it has a base 90. So if you get it to a chain level 10, it's only a rare. That thing's going to be able to go just neutral with Zoroark. You could potentially banish it, get it cursed. I'm pretty hype about that. Gyarados. Gyarados is going to be doing 120 now when you evolve it from Magikarp. I don't know how I feel about that because it is going to be weak to Grass Knot, but let's be honest, everything's pretty much weak to Grass Knot now. And then ran with Manaphy, it's going to be just a monster. So, looks like you're going to get a speed boost on the Tentacruel. You can run 6 Tentacool, but you can only run 3 Tentacruel. So you can only set the evolution for 3 of them, and they're going to increase the damage a little bit. Monferno is a common. We don't see many commons, you know, adjusted or buffed. It's going to get the Fury Swipes, 40 times spinner. It's still pretty small. So, you know, don't expect to be spinning a whole lot on that, but, I mean, it's going to be a little bit easier to evolve. And Infernape, it's looking like it might be pretty decent on a fire deck now. So, I don't know. I'm pretty hype for the Greninja buff. That's definitely probably my favorite, along with the Mimikyu. Let me know in the comments, though, what are your favorite buffs? Like, what are you most excited to get out and start using? Mimikyu now, you know, being able to go neutral with Zoroark. Lugia is going to be pretty awesome. I'm sad about the Rayquaza. You know, I mean, it is pretty strong, though. I guess it don't really need the 3 MP, but they could have just made it to where you get the MP buff still from the Primal Rage, just you're not going to be able to go to 3 MP. You know, Greninja being able to get multiple knockout, like a double knockout with that Water Shuriken. You know, the Cheese Winds with the Infernape. Manaphy, you know, rip the fire deck. I put a lot of resources into my fire deck, but I still think it's going to be pretty good. But, yeah, Manaphy still, I wish it was a 2 MP. Or I wish they would have threw Corsola in here and did something for Corsola, you know, to try to get that additional MP. Keldeo, definitely hype about the Resolute form. Primarina, I still don't have, but these are pretty good buffs. Like, we still have a ton of figures that need some love, that need adjusted, but I'm hype. Let me know in the comments what you're most excited for. I can't wait to see this new banner, so definitely slap a like on the video if you guys enjoyed. And if you're hyped for the new banner, for the new booster opening, subscribe if you're new and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Follow me on Twitter at KW175 for bonus content and further discussions. And until the next one, later guys.